Hi friends, I welcome you all at Crack Grade B. We have covered most of the government schemes from this Ministry of Rural Development, and this is part 3, and we have already covered part 1 and part 2. And in this video we are going to cover MGNREGA and Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana, and these two schemes are related to this Ministry of Rural Development. So MGNREGA, friends, the mandate of MGNREGA is to provide at least 100 days of guaranteed wage employment in a financial year to every rural household whose adult member voluntary to do unskilled manual work. This is the timeline of the scheme. This scheme was launched as a National Rural Employment Guarantee Act 2005. Then it came into force on February 2, 2006, and it was initially launched in 200 backward districts. On 2nd of October 2009, its name was changed from NREGA to Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act, that is MGNREGA. So it is the timeline of this scheme. Friends, this scheme was also known as the Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Scheme, is Indian legislation enacted on 25 August 2005. It is a legal guarantee for 100 days of employment in every financial year to adult member of any rural household willing to do a public work related to unskilled manual. Remember this point, unskilled manual work at the statutory minimum wage that is defined under Minimum Wage Act 1948. This MGNREGA was first started in Anantapur in Andhra Pradesh on 2nd February 2006. Initially it was launched for 200 most impoverished districts across India. Then MGNREGA was implemented in phased manner starting from February 2006 to present, and now it is covering all the country exception of those having 100% urban population. I mean to say here is that this scheme is for rural population and it is covering almost all over India, and 100% population is living anywhere that is related to urban population. In this area, this MGNREGA is not being implemented. Now, I have already told you that it is a legal right to work, and unlike earlier employment guarantee scheme, this act provides a legal right to employment for adult member of a rural household, not for individual member. I mean to say here is that if there are 4 members who is living in any household, so you can see that if all those members are adult means more than age of 18 years, and they all are able to do unskilled manual work, so any person, mostly a head of this house, can apply for the 100 days of employment in their area. Then the second important point you can note from here is that the 1/3 beneficiary should be women in this scheme, and it is a time-bound guarantee for work and unemployment allowance. How? If you have or any person or any adult from any household apply for a work under this scheme, then after giving its application, and if government is not able to provide work to them within 15 days of the application, then the government will be liable to give a unemployment allowance. And the cost of this unemployment allowance will be borne by the state government. So it is a legal right with providing a unemployment allowance. What are the objectives of this scheme? This scheme will strengthen the livelihood resource base of the poor. It will give the proactively ensuring social inclusion and strengthening the Panchayati Raj institution. How you can see that the government is giving 100 days of work with statutory minimum wage. So what is doing? It is strengthening the livelihood resource base of the poor. It is proactively ensuring social inclusion. How? He is giving 100 days of work, he is providing money, and this amount is going to be transferred directly into the account of the beneficiaries or the worker. So in a nutshell, in a different way, we can say that he is giving social inclusion to the poor or the people, and in last it is also strengthening the Panchayati Raj institution. Why? Because the Gram Sabha or the basic unit of democracy is playing a very important role in implementation of this scheme. We will see later how this Gram Sabha is doing important work in this MG Narega. Right. Now, what is the role of the Gram Panchayat? Actually, there are 3 levels that this scheme is being implemented. First at district level, then at state level, then at district level, then at block, tehsil or gram level. So this is the level at the between this district and block. So Gram Panchayat is playing a very important role. The first work done by the Gram Panchayat is they are receiving application for the registration, for verifying registration application, for registering household. Then they are receiving application for the work, they are issuing job cards, and they are issuing date receipt for these application for the work. This is the role played by the Panchayat. This is a job card. You can say here that this is the person, name of the head of the household, that is the name of that person, and the total numbers of household person living in this household is 1, 2 and 3. So amongst these person, one adult person, in this case all are eligible, adult person can go for 100 days of work which was being provided by this scheme. Right. Now, this is the further role which is done by this Gram Panchayat. They are also providing muster roll, bills, voucher measurements, books, copies and sanction orders. They are providing also information specified in audits of the scheme rules to the social audit unit. They are maintaining accounts and providing utilization certificates. They are also identifying and planning of the work, that is developing shelf of the project, including determination of the order of their priority. And they are also forwarding a list of the work to the program officer for scrutiny and preliminary approval. And in last, they are allotting work within 15 days of the submitting the application or form, the date when work is solved. So these all the roles which is played by the Panchayat. Now what Gram Sabha is playing? What is the role of the Gram Sabha? This is the Gram Sabha. You can see here is that first he is giving the priority of the work. For example, in any village or in any rural area, the priority of the work is decided by the Gram Sabha. You can see in this figure, priority of work means local need or local work according to the local resources. So priority of works is decided by this Gram Sabha. Second, they give the monitoring. They give the monitoring the execution of the work in any Gram Panchayat. And in last, they help in social audit. And actually, it is a primary forum for conduct of social audits and it provides a platform to all the registrants to seek and obtain all relevant information from all the implementing agency, including Gram Panchayat, related to the scheme. So these are all the work which is done by the Gram Panchayat. Now what is the role played by the state government? It play a very important role. The first, it frame the rules on matter pertaining to state responsibility. Whatever rules are made, it is done by the state government. They set up a state level MGNREGA implementing agency. They set up a state level MGNREGA social audit agency. They also establish and operate state employment guarantee fund. They delegate the financial and administrative power to the DPC and the program officer, and they also establish a network of professional agency for training, technical support, and awareness about the this scheme is also done by the state. And what is the role played by this civil society organization involved in mobilizing MGNREGA workers are able to formally meet state, district, and block level officials in a formal sitting at least once in a month. So this is the role played by the state government. Now, the funding of this scheme is central bear the 100% wage cost of unskilled worker or manual, unskilled or manual, but 75% material cost of skilled and semi-skilled, right? Then the wage and material ratio should be maintained between this 60 to 40. For example, if you are providing 100 of rupees, then 60 of rupees should be given to unskilled worker, and the remaining 40 rupees can be given to material or semi-skilled or unskilled worker. And this semi-skilled and unskilled worker is subjected to the condition. Then if these unskilled workers are not available, then this 40% amount can be given to this material, semi-skilled or unskilled skilled worker, right? Now, what is the payment? How the payment is given in this MGNREGA? Payment of wages to the wage seeker is directly transferred to the account unless it is exempted by the central government. For example, in a very remote area or in a very tribal area or other area, if the person has not account, so how he will get the amount? So it is decided by the central government. Unless central government will not exempt, then this amount will be directly transferred into the saving account of the worker. What is the schedule for the disbursement of the wages under this? Under this, daily wages shall be made on weekly basis. For example, if a person has worked for 7 days on daily basis, then on 7th day, the amount should be transferred into the account of the worker or unskilled worker, and it should not be delayed than the fortnight after work done. For example, if a person has worked for 7 days, then on the amount should be transferred within fortnight or 15 days after the work has been completed. And the one most important point under this program is that there will be no discrimination in the women and men's, and Equal Remuneration Act that 1976 will be applicable to the wages. Now, it is a very important point you can take from here is that compensation for delay in payment of wages, the government is giving 0.05% of the unpaid wages per day for the duration of the delay beyond the 16th day of the closure of the mustered roll. For example, if a person has done a work, completed a work, then from 16th day, it means after 15 days of the completion of work, from 16th day, 0.05% of the unpaid wages will be given to the worker. So this is the importance of this delay in payment of wages. Now, what types of works and facilities this MGNREGA is giving to their worker? Employment, whatever employment they are giving to the beneficiaries, it should be within 5 kilometer, within the radius of the 5 kilometer. And if the work is provided beyond that, then there is a provision of extra wages to be paid to the worker. Second, the wage should be as per the provision of Minimum Wage Act. Whatever the wage decided under this act, it should not be below this. The third point is no contractor and only labor intensive task. For example, if a contractor is doing the work with the help of the machinery, then these types of work will be not included under this MGNREGA. Work should be manual. I mean to say, work should be manual. It should not be done by the machinery. Then work site facility should be, there should be a facility of crèche, drinking water, shade to provide it to the workers where the work is done by these workers. The important point you can take from here is that it is the program and government is providing 100 days under this scheme. Can you say that more than of 100 days can be provided under this act? So I will say yes, there are some provision. Under this provision, this 100 days can be increased to 150 days. In first, if any area is suffering from a drought or any natural calamity, then additional 50 days can be given to this program. That is 150 days can be provided. And for the provision of additional 50 days of wage employment is also giving in the case of to every scheduled tribe household in forest area, provided that these households have no other private property except for the land rights provided under the FRA Act 2006. Right. So this is there are the two cases where this 100 days can be increased to 150 days. First is under this natural calamity and for the scheduled tribe and subjected to the condition that it should not have the land rights except whatever they have provided under this FRA Act 2006. Now, what are the different categories of work permissible under this? There are the certain work like water conservation and water harvesting, drought proofing, flood protection, land development, minor irrigation, horticulture, and rural connectivity, rural asset for the use of public sanitary, horticulture, development of nutri gardens in government school and fodder farms and animal shelter. But what are the negative works which is not covered under this? The work which are not included in the list of permissible work which I have told you earlier, and work which are non-tangible, not measurable, not quantifiable or repetitive, such as the removing grass, pebbles, agriculture operation are not permitted under this MGNREGA scheme. For agriculture, if a person is doing agriculture input and agriculture operation, then it is not allowed under this act, but removal of weeds and watering may be considered only for forestry plantation horticulture limited for a duration of 2 to 3 years. Right. So this is the case of agriculture and agriculture operation. So friends, kindly remember difference between the negative work and the work defined under this act, because you can have any question from this. Now, what is the social audit? You have many times heard the word that social audit is being done in this MGNREGA. Social audit is being done in this MGNREGA. So what is the meaning of this social audit? So social audit is the critical stock taking of any program or scheme by the community with the active involvement of the primary stakeholders. So you can see here is that social audit play a very important role. They do they measure the quality of works, they measure the disbursement made, whatever wage they have giving to the beneficiary, they measure it. They also measure the number of laborers employed and what the material used, they also measure it. So this is the work done under the social audit. Actually, this social audit should be conducted. What is the frequency of this social audit? It should be conducted at least once in every 6 months. It means twice in a year, 2 times in a year. It is a mandatory for social audit. Now there is a provision of concurrent social audit, and it shall be done for all works every month. This is a concurrent social audit. But social audit as per this act should be done once in every 6 months. And these are the role played by the social audit. Now, how the planning for this this program is done? The Gram Panchayat play a very important role in it. Then Gram Panchayat done and prepare a development plan and maintain a shelf work to meet the employment demand. And a development plan is an annual work plan that comprises shell of project for each village with administrative and technical approvals. And the important point you can take from it is that the development plan is rolling plan, and it should be approved shell of project may carry over one financial year. For example, if district is planning for the work for 5 years, but Gram Panchayat will plan all these work with technical support and technical approval for 1 year, for one financial year. So this is the role played by the Gram Panchayat. Now what is the role played by the district perspective plan? Actually, this district perspective plan is prepared for 5 years, and which identify the need and gap in the district in all the sectors. The district perspective plan is a multi-year because it is planned for 5 years, and it will be for different departmental projects. Now the district perspective plan should be prepared in such a manner that it can be breakable into various annual plans for the feasibility of this Gram Panchayat plan. Now there are some technology which is used under this scheme. They are using space technology for geotagging all MGNREGA sets, and it is known as GeoMGNREGA. They have launched a project Unnati under this, and this project intends to upgrade the skill base of Mahatma Gandhi MGNREGA workers. They are also using Secure, that is software for estimate calculation using the rural rates for employment, and it will use to increase the transparency and reduce manual interference, and all the estimates are created on the basis of the already decided schedule rate per unit work. So these are the use of the technology under this MGNREGA. So friends, this was all for this MGNREGA. Now our second scheme is Pradhan Mantri Gramin Sadak Yojana. So this is the scheme that is Pradhan Mantri Gramin Sadak Yojana, and it was launched in 25th December 2000. And its aim was providing all weather road connectivity to eligible unconnected habitants in rural area, and population will be 500, more than 500 in plain area, and 250 in hill area or tribal area, and more than 100 in case of left wing extremism area as identified by the Ministry of Home Affairs. Funding will be 60-40 for general area and 90-10 for northeastern and Himalayan state, and 100% for the UT. And they are also raising 70 paise per litre for the scheme out of this cess levied on the high speed diesel. Then this primary Gram Sadak Yojana 1, it was launched in 2000-2013, and it was aimed for providing rural connectivity, and the conditions are: it will provide all weather access to eligible unconnected habitants with a population 500 according to the census 2001 in plain area, and 250 and above in special category states like Northeast, Jammu and Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh and Uttarakhand. Funding pattern will be 100% centrally funded program. Now this primary Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana third was launched in March 2009 and it will cover the period between 2009 to 2025. It will provide the connectivity of the habitants with GRAMs, that is Gramin Agriculture Market, higher secondary schools and hospitals. Eligibility for this scheme is that the states and UTs that would be able to join after the sanction of 100% works under this PMGSY 1 and PMGSY 2, and if they are also provided 90% of the length, then they are eligible. Otherwise, the state or UTs which are below this eligibility criteria will not join. The funding pattern will be 60-40 in case of general, 90-10 in case of northeastern, and 3 states of Jammu and Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh and Uttarakhand. And it is 100% for Union Territory. The most important thing is that the phase 3rd of this Prime Minister Gram Sadak Yojana aims at consolidation of 125,000 km of the route and major rural links with that connects habitation to Gramin Agriculture Market, higher secondary school and hospital, and the amount is 80,250 crore and central share will be 53,800 crore for the period of 2019 and 20 and 1920 to 2024-25. These are some features of this scheme. The maintenance of the rural road will be rural road constructed under this scheme is responsibility of the state government. After the post guarantee, that is 5 years, under this PMGSY 3rd district rural road plan is the basis for selection of the road. PMGSY encourage the use of the green tech and non-conventional material like geotextile and wax plastic, and the minimum 15% of the total length of the annual proposal will be under new technology. Then this online management, monitoring and accounting system is playing a very important role, and GIS system to identify, target and monitoring progress that has been built, Geospatial Rural Road Information System GRRIS. And administrative cost will be limited to 2.25% of the total project cost, and all fund flow will be through public financial management system. The most important thing is the road specification shall be provided by the Ministry of Rural Development. That is a manual on geometric standard, design, construction and maintenance of rural roads were prepared by the Indian Road Congress on the intervention of the ministry. And this National Rural Infrastructure Development Agency will provide operational and management support to the program. The training on road safety and road safety audit will be provided by the Indian Academy of High Engineering, that is IHE, and CRRI, Central Roads Research Institute and other training institute. Now, the Asian Institute of Transport Development has engaged by the Ministry of Road Transport and Highway for providing training in road safety and road safety audit. In order to meet the state share, the PMGSY 3rd state may use NABARD RIDF loan facility to levy additional taxes, utilize mandi related revenues, external assistance from the Multilateral Development Agency. Government has launched a portal, that is electronic maintenance of rural road under PMGSY, and it is an enterprise, that is e-government solution for maintenance of rural road constructed under the Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana. And they also provide the solution for the development of National Rural Infrastructure Development Agency. They have launched an app that is known as a Meri Sadak, and this app will enable user to give their feedback regarding pace of work, quality of work, etc. under this scheme. And it will also give give the nodal department in the state government, National Rural Development Agency, whatever feedback they are giving from this mobile app, they will send to the nodal department in the state or the National Rural Road Development Agency. They have also launched an app that is Sukhad Yatra app. It provides information about the road condition and facilitating lodging of the complaint. So this was all from the Prime Minister Gram Sadak Yojana. Friends, these are our star performers. We are providing the course for SEBI Grade A at rupees 2499. We are providing RBA Grade B, SEBI Grade B course at rupees 3499, that is combo course. We are also providing RBA Grade B 2021 course at rupees 2499, and we are covering all these topics in our course. So friends, this was all from my side today. I will come up with more videos. Till then, thank you and happy learning. पढ़ते रहिए, मेहनत करते रहिए.